Hi all, welcome to part 3 of the Necromunda project series. In this episode we're going to be making doors. It's a quick and easy project, takes a little bit of time of course, but yeah, I made a bunch of these doors, as you can see here. Small ones, a couple of big ones, and they go real nice with the tiles that we have already made. And if you haven't seen that episode, I will put a link in the description down below, and also with the walls that we've made. Again, I will also put a link to that in the description down below. So yeah, without further ado, follow me to the crafting table and let's go make some doors for Necromunda. Let's go. Alright, we're gonna start out with one square that is 10 cm by 10 cm. And then I'm gonna cut 4 pieces that are 10 cm by 3 cm. And 2 pieces that are 10 cm by 1.5 cm. This one. Now I say 4 and 2 because we need these parts for one part of the door frame. And we're gonna need 2 parts because we need 2 door frames. Alright, just follow along as I do here. So I mark out 7 centimeters from the top to the bottom. And on the top I'm going to mark out 2 centimeters. And I'm going to draw a line on the way down to the 7 centimeter line that we made. And now we're going to connect that end point with the corner. Now I'm going to cut this out. And also when this is cut out, I'm going to be using this as a template to make the other door frames. Much easier that way. Now the smaller piece is going to be sandwiched between these 2 pieces. It will be where we slide in our door. And as I said, repeat the steps so you have 2 of each, one for each side of the door. Now for the door itself, that's the 10 by 10 centimeter square. Well, we're gonna mark out the halfway point, so 5 centimeters. And once we have the halfway point here, then we're gonna draw a center line. Now from that center line we're going to mark out another 0.5 centimeters and we're going to draw another line. And then we're going to mark out 2 centimeter intervals from the top to the bottom, so we have 5 2 centimeter marks. As you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now from the 2 center ones we're going to draw another 2 centimeter line. Sorry about the centimeters and lines and everything. Just follow along what you can see me do here. Not these parts, but we're going to draw from the center line, and that's 2 centimeters. Now let's connect the dots. You don't have to do it this way, you can easily just draw a center line and be done. I'm just adding this for a little bit more variation, or well, yeah, extra details I guess. Now another 0.5 centimeter line here. And next up, when we've done this, we're going to start by scoring in the lines. We're going to follow the lines that we drew, but we're not going to score through the entire center line, only these lines. We're going to create some ventilation, so we're going to draw some stripes and then slice them in, score them as well. And once we've done that, we're going to take our ballpoint pen and we're going to run through all the lines that we scored, as you see here. And then we're going to do the same for all the doors that we made. By the way, everything that we've done so far, do not forget to replicate that on the back of the doors as well. See? These are some bigger doors that I've also made. The principle is the same. Small doors, big doors, it's all the same technique. Make a bunch of them, as I always say. This is optional for it. You can poke some rivets for some extra detailing in the door. Now I've done that for a few doors, but not on all of them. But yeah, you can add as many details or as less details as you want. I mean, it's your project, it's your imagination, it's your world. Be creative and have fun with the process. Now this, I love this. This is a silicone baking mat, and in my opinion, it's even better than parchment paper. The hot glue does not stick on it at all. I really love it, it's fantastic. Alright, let's glue the door frames together, shall we? Put down a stripe of hot glue. And now we're gonna sandwich the small part in between. And then the other part on top of it, and this will be the first part of the door frame. See? I have two of them. Now for the base, it's 4 centimeters in width. I cut out a long strip of 20 centimeters long. So that's about the size of my big doors. Now we're gonna glue that piece on the edge of the base, and we're gonna slide in our door just to get the exact measurements. Now we're gonna put hot glue on the second part of the door frame, and we're gonna connect that with the door so we have the exact width. And once we have that, we're gonna cut off the excess part on the door, and it will look like this, and it will fit nicely. And the door can now open and close during gameplay. Now, okay, now let's start by adding some details on our door frame and our door. Now I'm using paper drinking straws, some metal buttons, some wooden blocks, coffee lids, whatever, floral wire. But if you do not have those things, use whatever you have. You can even use a piece of cardboard and cut out shapes. It's your imagination, have fun with it. Now I'm making a template by the one drinking straw that I've measured, holding it against the others and simply snipping them to the same height. Now glue everything on there. When you are doing this, do not forget, glue it on both sides of the door frame. It would look a little ridiculous to have one side of the door frame fully detailed and the other one blank. But as I said, do whatever you feel is right. Have fun with it. Here I'm also even adding in some floral wire to resemble some type of cables that are hanging out, or it doesn't even make sense from time to time. I'm just having fun with it. It doesn't have to make sense. As long as it makes sense in your imagination, that's all that counts. On the door as well, I'm using some more of those coffee Dolce Gusto pad things from the inside. I'm gluing that on the door. Could be a ventilation or whatever you want it to be. As I said, it doesn't even have to make sense. It just has to look cool. Alright, now let's paint the door frames black or spray them, but not the door. Now we're gonna paint the door. I'm using some white paint, and in that white paint I'm adding in a little dab of brown to make it beige, tan. Well, this color, bone color, whatever you want to call it. And we're gonna paint the door entirely this way, and we're gonna set it to dry till it's fully dried. Now for the door frame, I'm gonna paint this in the exact same way as I've painted my columns in the previous video. If you haven't seen it, the link will be in the description down below. Be sure to check it out if you like this. So we're gonna overbrush this fully with brown. And then I'm gonna start by stippling some metallic silver on it. Across the entire base and columns everywhere, the pipes, everything. And I'm gonna do the same for the blue. Or doesn't have to be blue. If you made the columns in yellow or green or whatever color you want, just do it. Now I'm stippling on some more brown. This will be the beginning of my rust effect. When that doesn't even have to be dry, just take some orange paint and a beat up brush, and I'm gonna stipple in, dab actually very gently, some more of that orange color to simulate more rust. Here I cut out some black and white hazard stripes, which I've painted with an Eoden yellow contrast paint. And now I'm attaching some watered down PVA to the bottom, which I'm gluing the hazard stripe down that I cut to size, and I'm covering it, sealing it with some more watered down PVA so it ain't going anywhere. And also the buttons, I've gave them a red and green to simulate a light. It doesn't have to be, but yeah. Now for the door I'm painting on some yellow stripes. You can use blue, green, red, whatever. I saw these on the original box and I kind of like the details. And I'm stippling on some more brown dirt and rust all over the door, especially the sides. And I'm smearing it with my finger, painting the sides brown as well. Now I'm using a wash. It's just simple homemade wash with some brown and black paint, watered down with some pouring medium. And I'm gonna cover the entire door with it. Now it is important for the next step that you let the wash fully dry. And once that's dry, I'm taking the same off-white again, and I'm starting by stippling the entire door, going around the smudges we've made earlier. But I am going over the yellow, create some simulated weathering effects as well. I'll just do what I do here. Also glued in a hazard stripe above the ventilation thing on the door. More details, more fun. And start by dabbing in some orange paint on the brown at the bottom, and yeah, everywhere I want some more rust to be. So it gives that nice, grimy, dirty, disgusting underhive look. And here we can see all the doors I've done. The big ones, and this is the one we just made. It opens and it closes very nicely. Alright, now let's have a look at the doors during a match, during gameplay, and you can see how it matches with the columns and the tiles that we made earlier. Let's have a look. You see? Here's the door, it opens, and there's their friend. All matches nicely together. So I would like to thank you all for watching, and please remember to leave a like and consider subscribing if you like these videos. There are plenty more to come, so please stay tuned, and thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode, guys.